Srebrenica event. She invited us to her house. We went there. And in her house still there were bullet indications. And she told us what she lived during Srebrenica event. She explained, I could imagine what could have happened, but what she told us was really disturbing and killing our heart. She said that her husband and two of her sons were taken from them, from the crowd, and they didn't see them again any time in history. This is really painful. In such a happy occasion, I wouldn't make you upset, but we should not forget that women should not be just the affected object of history, but women should be the leading power and the leading subject of the history. Without us emphasizing this, and without us giving opportunity to ladies who are the symbol of mercy, then oppression, aggression, violence will continue to be imposing their conditions on us. But if we make reference to the mercy of ladies, of women, then there will be a much more just economic order in the world, a peaceful political order, and more important, a real human conscience. Now we need your contribution. We need your sense and conscience of humanity. We need your mercy. And G20 needs your contribution for a just world economic and global order. Therefore, when we decided to have G20 presidency, I was Minister of Foreign Affairs. When we were planning, we decided to emphasize certain points and principles. One of them was inclusiveness, the others investment and implementation. Inclusiveness is a concept which I like most. And it is the remedy of many things, many problems today. Why do we have political problems, for example, in Syria or in Iraq? Because UN Security Council was not able to decide, was not able to take necessary decisions on time. Why? Because 5 permanent states decides what will be happening. And these 5 states, I respect them as individual states, but they are not paying the price what is happening in Syria and Iraq. We are paying the price as the neighbors of Syria. Those 2 million refugees didn't go to those P5 states. They came to Turkey. They went to Lebanon, to Jordan. But these 5 states can decide for everything, and neighboring countries just had to prepare refugee camps for those who are escaping those states. This is important to follow, because inclusiveness, when I say inclusiveness is the best concept, I exactly mean this. There should be an inclusive process of resolution and peacemaking in UN system. If there is an economic problem in Africa, if they are not participating in the economic decision-making processes, then this is not inclusive. Inclusiveness is one of the basic concepts of future plans, projects for all of us. And inclusiveness, in that sense, is not only important for the inclusivity of all countries, but inclusivity of all human beings, ladies and men. young and old, poor and rich, and all type of human beings should be included to decision-making process. Therefore, we decided to establish this engagement group, W20. As Ambassador Sinirolo mentioned, at the beginning, there were certain concerns whether another additional mechanism would be beneficial for G20 process or not. But history will see, in coming years and decades, will prove that this was a right decision. And this meeting will be written. This meeting will be written in the history, not only in the history of G20, but in the history of humanity, that without women participation, there could not be future of global economy. Usually we make references to certain important issues in every meeting. But if we do not act properly according to these references, then those meetings will not be, those references will not be meaningful. Therefore, the principle of implementation is important. In many meetings which I participated, there is always a reference to gender equality and women empowerment. But another eye, implementation is important to achieve this goal. Otherwise, we will just talk in beautiful conference halls like this one, but we will not be seeing the faces of ladies from Somalia, as I mentioned, from Syria, from Iraq, from Bosnia, from other parts of the world, who are paying the price of all these historic crises and transformations. Last year, I was proud to attend high-level meeting at the United Nations on gender equality and women empowerment on 6th of March in UN, 2 days before the International Women's Day. I remember, as the Turkish Prime Minister, I was the only male keynote speaker at the podium. I underlined this. I said there should have been others to speak as keynote speaker. And no leader took a decision and spared some time to come to New York to address on this issue, gender equality and women empowerment. I was the only leader, male leader. There were 2 other ladies, our counterpart. And here I am proud, my dear friend Angel is here as another man to speak to you, OECD Secretary General. And first of all, as men equal to women, we have to admit the fact that history will be shaped by all human beings, not alone by man or by woman. Like at home, we are shoulder to shoulder. We have to be shoulder to shoulder in economy, in the universities, in schools, everywhere, in all segments of society. And I am looking forward to attend UN Summit in New York to adopt the post-2015 development agenda later this month, where gender equality issues will also be discussed. Also, when I was Minister of Foreign Affairs, one of the initiatives which I really still remember and be proud of is that in 2010 I was chairman of Council of Europe's Ministerial Committee. Another Turkish initiative during our chairmanship was to prepare a convention on preventing and combating violence against women. During our presidency in Council of Europe, we have prepared a document, International Convention, how to prevent and combat violence against women. And this convention was called, and is called today, Istanbul Convention. And Turkey was the first country to sign this convention and ratify it. This shows that as a country of, as a as a country.